Welcome back to the Living Philosophy podcast. I am your host, Vince Lopes. Up to this point in this podcast, we have been doing something quite simple, but also exceedingly difficult. We have been trying to see clearly. We have questioned some of the assumptions that shape how we understand ourselves and our place in the world. We have explored what it might mean to encounter reality more directly without immediately filtering it through concepts, categories, and inherited ways of thinking. And in the last episode, we turned toward what I called Earth realism, the recognition that the world is not an abstraction, not a projection, not a mere resource, but something real, alive, and irreducible to our ideas about it. But at a certain point, a question naturally arises. Is seeing enough? If we begin to perceive the world differently, more directly, more honestly, how does that begin to shape the way we live? This is where I want to begin today. When we talk about the ecological crisis, we usually speak in terms of its visible expressions: climate change, mass extinction, deforestation, collapsing ecosystems. And all of this is real, urgent, measurable. But beneath this visible crisis, there is something quieter and in many ways more difficult to address. There is a way of seeing, a set of assumptions about who we are in relation to Earth. Assumptions that place us outside the world we inhabit, above it, apart from it. And from that position of separation, the living world begins to appear differently, not as a community, not as a field of relationships, but as something to be used, managed, extracted, and optimized. At the root of the ecological crisis, then, it is not only a technological or economical problem. It is a philosophical and experiential one. It is about how we see and therefore how we live. One way of naming this way of seeing is human exceptionalism. But I want to approach this carefully, because this is not just an idea out there in textbooks or ideologies. It is something much closer to us. It shows up in ordinary, almost invisible ways. In how we walk through a forest without really noticing it. In how a river becomes a water supply. In how a tree becomes timber. In how entire ecosystems are translated into units of value. It shows up in quiet assumption that the world is here for us. And most of the time, we do not even notice this assumption because we have inherited it. We have grown into it. We have learned to see through it. So the question is not simply, do you believe in human exceptionalism? The deeper question is, where does this way of seeing still live in us? If the crisis is rooted how we see, then any meaningful response must begin there as well. Not with new information alone, not even with better policies, though those matter, but with a shift in perception. A shift in how we experience ourselves in relation to the living world. And this is where I want to introduce what I call Engaged Ecology. Engaged ecology is not a theory. It's not a system of ideas to adopt or defend. It is a way of being, a practice. You could say it is the practice of participatory presence, a reawakening of awareness that moves us beyond the stance of detached observers into the reality of being participants in a living world. Not standing outside of it, not looking at it from a distance, but already inside, already involved. Engaged ecology names a simple but profound shift from observing the earth to belonging to it, from relating to the world as an object to encountering it as a community of beings. At the heart of this is something we might call kinship, not a metaphor, but as a lived sense. What would it mean to encounter a tree not as a thing, but as a relative? To encounter a river not as a resource, but as a living presence within a larger web of relationships that also includes you. This is not about romanticizing nature, and it's not about projecting human qualities into the non-human world. It is about recognizing that we are already part of a vast, dynamic, interdependent field of life. A field in which nothing exists in isolation, where the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the bodies we inhabit are all expressions of an ongoing relationship. In this sense, engaged ecology is not adding something new. It is remembering something fundamental. When this sense of kinship begins to emerge, something else becomes possible. We begin to attune to the rhythms of the world around us, the turning of seasons, the flow of a watershed, the subtle interdependence of a food web, the movement of wind through trees, the presence of other forms of life, seen and unseen. And this attunement is not something abstract. It is sensory. It is immediate. It is lived. It might be as simple as slowing down enough to notice where you are, to feel that you are not moving through a landscape, but that you are part of it. In this sense, engaged ecology is not about becoming something new. It is about reawakening. Reawakening a way of perceiving that many cultures have preserved, and that many of us, in some way, have forgotten. A way of sensing continuity rather than separation, participation rather than distance, belonging rather than control. And this reawakening does not require us to withdraw from the modern world or adopt a particular belief system. It begins much more simply, with attention, with noticing, by allowing the world to be encountered as something more than an object of use. And yet, if this shift begins to take root, it does not remain only at the level of perception. It begins to shape how we live. Because if the world is not a collection of resources, but a community of beings, then our actions begin to matter differently. What we consume, how we move, what we support, what we ignore, all of this begins to come into question, not from an external moral system, but from a felt sense of relationship. Not what should I do, but what is appropriate, even that I belong to this. And this question does not always have easy answers, but it changes the ground from which the answers arise. So, Rather than offering conclusions, I want to leave you with a few questions. Not to answer quickly, but to sit with, to return to explore your own experience. When you hear the phrase human exceptionalism, what does it evoke for you? When do you think this way of seeing first took shape in your life? What might it mean in your own experience to reawaken a way of perceiving that feels continuous with the world around you? What changes when you encounter a tree, a river, or an animal as a relative rather than as a resource? And is there one small way, something concrete, something immediate, in which you might begin to live the sense of kinship in your daily life? Engaged Ecology begins very simply, not with a grand theory, not with a dramatic transformation, but with a shift in how we see, a recognition that we are not outside the world we are trying to save. We are inside it, of it, in our ways already participating in it. And from that recognition, something begins to change. Not all at once, but gradually, in how we perceive, in how we respond, in how we live. And that is where a different future begins. Until next time, listen deeply, move quietly, and allow your thoughts and actions to flow naturally from your connection to Earth and the cosmos.